Greetings. My name is Travis Burrick, and I'm a candidate for Attorney General of the great state of Nevada. Hope you'll forgive my casual appearance. I just got back from half a day of riding my motorcycle, campaigning out towards Death Valley. And if you have time this weekend, I highly recommend that you go out there. The fragrances are intoxicating. I'm not a veteran. I'm involved in veterans law because my best friend died of melanoma in the lungs several years ago. He was a Vietnam era vet, and he had Agent Orange exposure. And it was one of the worst things I'd ever witnessed in my life, watching him die, literally watching him die. And he required two promises of me, and one of them was that I would buy his Harley when he died, which I did. And the other one was that I would get involved in veterans law, that I would use my law school education to help veterans. And so for the past year or so, I've been learning and growing and practicing in veterans law. I have several cases right now. So I'm intimately familiar with the issues that veterans face. And it's my opinion that there's going to be a tidal wave of new claims before the VA, seeing how we've been at war for 10 years in the Middle East. And I give the VA credit for the fact that they're not as easy to hate these days, because they really are upgrading their level of services that they provide to veterans, but they're going to be overwhelmed. And it's going to require the work of activists such as yourselves and myself to deal with these claims as they arise. I'm running for Attorney General because I can make a difference. I think my training, my temperament, my expertise lead me to believe that I can manage that office in a way that's fair and unbiased, without favoritism. And I'll take your questions later.
Hi, my name is Joel Hanson, and I'm running for Attorney General because I feel that we need a new direction in the Attorney General's office, and we can get into those later when we go over my platform. As far as qualifications, I have been a practicing attorney in Las Vegas since 1978. I was a school teacher before that, decided to go back and go through law school. I had 2 children when I went in and 3 when I came out. Now I have 4 and have some grandchildren. I'm a native of Nevada, lived here my entire life. I was born up in northern Nevada, and now I've lived here for the last 32 years. I've had my own law office for many, many years, and so I've had to learn to be an administrator as well as an attorney. I have a very good record of success in the court setting. I'm a litigator, and I've probably been in almost every courthouse in Nevada, all 17 counties. I think I've been in almost every one, litigating cases around the state, so I'm familiar with Nevada's problems. I've been here my whole life. And I know about law. I do civil as well as criminal law, which is what the Attorney General's office has to do, both sides of that. And as far as being an administrator, I've been not only an administrator in my law office, but I've been an administrator in some charitable organizations, CEO here in town. So I've given a lot of time to organizations such as the Boy Scouts of America. For years and years I've served the youth of our community, served my fellow men in other organizations, and served as an attorney. And as an administrator, I think I have great experience which would qualify me to be the Attorney General. And so I appreciate the time that you folks are setting forth here to find out about the issues and find out about the candidates and make recommendations. I really believe in citizen involvement in the electoral process, so I want to say thanks to you for having me here today.
Okay, Joel, this is Chris Steele talking. Remember, since you have a mic, I'm just going to ask you, as opposed to Travis, since you have a mic, could you actually, just for our listeners, describe the roles and responsibilities of the Office of the Attorney General real quick, just so everybody knows what we're talking about?
Well, what it boils down to is that the Attorney General is the lawyer for the state of Nevada, but he has a big law office under him. He has There are deputy attorney generals, which are the attorneys for every one of the different departments in Nevada. So if you're in a Department of Taxation, for instance, and you have a lawsuit going on, then the deputy attorney general assigned to your agency is your lawyer. And then the attorney general, that's the civil side of things. So, and I've done some of those cases in opposition to the attorney general. I've often been in opposition to the deputy attorney general. I've gotten to know some of those folks, and in litigation, private litigation with the state, you do that because you get to know them. And then also the attorney general will prosecute crimes on a state level, for instance, insurance fraud and so on. Attorney General will investigate and prosecute criminally those crimes. So they do, the Attorney General does criminal and civil work. And we'll do collection work for the state of Nevada. If there is a dispute between Nevada and the federal government, for instance, currently that's an interesting issue because the governor asked the current Attorney General, Cortez Masto, to sue over the Obamacare, and she refused. And she's an independently elected official, so she can get away with that, but the law says that she has to do what he says. So he's supposed to call up the Attorney General and say, okay, I want this done, and the Attorney General is supposed to do it. And in this case, since it's a highly political issue, and she's on the side of the Obama administration on that, so she said, well, I'm not going to. So that's been in the papers, but it's been an interesting ongoing issue.